people, they're like $80. But when you roll in Viper money, well, welcome back to the channel. One of 211 broken Dodge Vipers. But guess what? I fixed it. Heck yeah. And what is only about a day-long project, or really an afternoon, I managed to stretch out into 3 Viper weeks. But that's just how I do stuff around here. Let me show you why it took so long, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that this would happen to. So when we left off, you'll remember that this hose had a little hole in it right up there. So I'd ordered a new hose, and when it got here, it was an OEM hose, and it just didn't look like the original one. It didn't fit very well, so I sent it back, and then doing a little bit of research in between that time, everybody seemed to agree that the Mishimoto hoses are the ones to buy. So they only come in a set, so I bought the set of the top one and the bottom one. And turns out it worked out really good, because when I got the hoses in and I went to replace them, I noticed that the bottom hose was swollen really bad, and it was only a matter of time before it burst. It was a ticking time bomb. But to make more fun, this little thing right here, this little hose right here, where it comes down and goes into a T right there, well, that T broke. When I was pulling it off, it was just so brittle that it broke. And so then I needed to find that piece, and I ordered it from a Mopar parts site. And so here's the original piece right here, which of course I had taped it back together just so I could use it in the meanwhile while I was running the coolant through the system and everything. But I ordered it on a Friday, and then on a Monday they sent me a message back, an email that said, hey, we've canceled your order because we don't make this part anymore. So good luck. But I found it from a Viper parts vendor, and it was the new and improved version, and it fits like a glove and goes on there perfect. But as you can see, what's not perfect is my garage. Look at this. That's the old radiator fluid right there. And if you want to know what kind of tool it takes to change out 2 hoses and a little air hose in there, well, it takes all of them, because I got them all stacked up right here. And of course down here, that's remnants from the oil change. And why do you need a screwdriver for an oil change, you might ask? Well, I always poke a hole in the bottom and let it drain so it doesn't make a mess. And then of course, since this is the first time I've changed the oil on the Viper, I didn't have an oil wrench that fit it, and it was on there so tight I couldn't get it off with my hands. I guess I've skipped the gym one too many times, so I had to poke a screwdriver in there and twist it off with that to get a little leverage. But yeah, look at this place. Look at this place. It's a dump. So anyway, now that it's done, I've checked the cooling system, and it runs so cool. Now, I never had a problem with it overheating in the first place, but it runs really cool now. As soon as those fans kick on, it sucks that air in just like it should, and the needle never gets really high, and it's perfect. So it has fresh oil in it, and this thing's ready to go, except for one problem. It's still on blocks. So I'm going to get this garage cleaned up, get it down off of the blocks, and I'll have my car back. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so just in time. That's just my luck. check it out. The garage is clean for the most part. So I got the jacks because I was about to take it down, but then I realized, wait a minute, what am I going to do if I don't have any projects? So I remembered I had ordered these from the Viper store because look at this. Look how bad that is. It's all worn out, nasty looking. How have I been driving around like this? So now would probably be a good time to replace it because it's pretty much almost at eye level right here. I can sit in my little chair and try and get it nice and straight from right here instead of it being down on the ground, and I gotta get all in a weird awkward spot. So I think I'm gonna do that project, which will probably take me another 2 weeks. Ha! But anyways, thanks for watching on this one, and I'm gonna get her down, and first chance I get, take it out for a victory lap. So thanks again for watching. Voila! Check it out. That turned out pretty neat, and didn't take but probably 20 minutes, I guess, to tape it off and rip off the old one and put the new one on. It's different than the OEM one, but those things are ridiculously expensive, and these are only about 80 bucks, which I guess to normal people they're like $80. But when you roll in Viper money, everything is just going to be a little higher. But it looks really good on there, and I kind of like it because it's more subtle than the other one. It's real clean. It has a nice shiny look, but it's subtle. It doesn't stand out, and I kind of like that. It's pretty cool. But another thing I meant to say, I meant to tell you guys, anybody who was interested, how much it costs to fix the car, because some of you guys may be wondering. And turns out the upper and lower radiator hose they're about $200 for both of them, and then I had to get some clamps, you know, $5–10 bucks, because the set I got didn't come with the clamps, and the coolant was about $28 a gallon. I had to get 2 gallons. I ordered it off of Amazon, and I went with the Mopar 5-year. And by the way, when you're underneath the car and you're draining your coolant from the engine block with those little bolts, I had read that people had said that they're surprised at how much fluid coolant comes out of there. And let me tell you, no one was more surprised than me when I took the bolt out and it came pouring out like Hoover Dam done lost a screw, and it went all in my face, and I felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall when he steps out onto Mars. I had to scramble out from under the car and get back to reality and wipe my face off and everything. It was disgusting. So if you do that, be very, very careful. And also, if you do that, this is a piece that you'll need right here. This little 5/16 little square looking thing is what I used to take those little bolts out, and they came out no problem. Just be aware. I probably got half a gallon from each side, so it's pretty significant. So if you're going to drain all your coolant, then definitely take those bolts out for sure. So anyway, once I get her back down, get done with the other side on the decal, and take it for a test drive, I'll bring it back and make sure I don't have any leaks or anything. But so far, so good. So anyway, from 10211 Dodge Viper, fixed Dodge Viper. Thanks for watching.